All right, I'm going to go over all the new features in Korg Gadget 3. And we're going to start with opening a new project here. You could change where it's stored. It can be changed to iCloud or on the iPad. Same thing with the name. It's just you click the refresh button, it changes it. That's how it was before. We have the genre select. And of course, you click into it and you load the cells and pick which ones you want, and it loads them. Let's just say we want these, and it loads them into a new project. And then when you click on that, you can change out the gadgets and then change the MIDI notes as well. You can go ahead and change the gadgets and MIDI notes in case you couldn't hear me over the sound there. And then open, and you have your on the iPad and on the iCloud right now. So I'm probably going to eventually get rid of iCloud and just use on iPad. You can organize, which is great. So you go in and make folders and make a new folder, and then go in there and you could store them in there. You can rename it. So I could put, and then careful when you do this, because if you have a project that has audio recorded into it for like Sydney or one of the other samplers, you want to make sure it's in the same spot. But you could always move it later on and reorganize. It's not a big deal. Gadget's pretty lenient about that. And then we have, what was that? That was, what did we just go over? I forgot already. Open, organize, so that's there. And then we're going to go to save, which just saves this. Soul of House, we have a new project now. And then save as, we'll decide where it goes. So you can change to on my iPad, iCloud, and then you can change where it's stored as well. So let's put this in a new folder that we just made up, the name select. Perfect. All right, okay. Saved there now. It might be in 2-space. Let's go find out. So we have, there it is. See, now that's the folder. Now we go to the folder. There, it's held there. Open it up. Good job. All right, so that was save as. And then we have MPort, which you could do switch, which opens up. Sorry, you have to see my garbage can there. I wasn't expecting it to go straight to camera there. Scan the QR code on the switch and bring in your switch project. It doesn't work the other way. You can't send this from iPad to switch. And then import as well a standard MIDI file, which is great from Files or Dropbox. Let's go to Files, see if we can find one. That's audio only. Weird. I thought I had more MIDI files on here. Maybe I took them off when I made some changes. Anyway, you can pull in a standard MIDI file. It's probably going to do all the tracks for what usually brings up this one, Marcel, whatever it is, and it plays the standard MIDI with those. So probably just piano and then drums or whatever. But each MIDI file just depends on how it is. If it's an individual track, it's much easier to separate them. Otherwise, you have to go in and it could be the whole song worth of MIDI notes, which is a pain in the butt. All right, export. We have the same options we had before. We have Gadget Cloud. So go there. Gadget Cloud brings that up. You send it straight to Gadget Cloud, which looks like this. And here I have some tracks. And let's see. We randomly, let's show this. I was lucky enough to have one of my songs in the top 10. This one. Which one is this? Will it play? Cool. Whatever. So that's in the Gadget Cloud. And then you could export to Files app. You could choose the main track, main output, all the tracks, this individual track, 16, 24-bit, and then the kilohertz as well, and how many seconds of a tail. Always good to have a little bit of a tail in case you had a reverb or something on there, so I just always leave that at 5,000 milliseconds. And then export to Dropbox. I'm not going to click that one just because it shows all my Dropbox information. I don't know what's in there, but that's just an upload to Dropbox. Audio share goes straight to audio share the same way it would export anywhere else. I guess I could show that. I'll just do the drums. Boop. Now it's open in audio share. as a sample. You can import it into like one of the gadgets. So let's go here, export, Ableton Live project. This is probably my favorite section of all. So I was doing, if you saw any of my other videos, I'd export to audio and go and it would hook it all up in Ableton as an audio file. Then I would add the MIDI. I'd export to MIDI then. So I do audio first, then MIDI. And when I did MIDI, I'd just have it as a separate file and merge the two in Ableton. And then I'd add my VSTs. But recently I bought the VSTs and audio units, so I could just export to that and it does it all for me. It's so much easier. And then you can send it to files and then airdrop it is the easiest way, or connect your USB-C or Lightning to the Mac or PC and do it that way as well. Transfer over the wire. Dropbox works too, but it seems like an extra step. That's Ableton Live. And then for some reason I chose VSTs instead of audio units when I exported, and I didn't really see any difference. But I have read that the audio unit version shows up in Ableton separately as korg. Mine did not do that, so I don't know if that's something I did with the setup. Standard MIDI file. This is the whole song as one MIDI file, which is different than Ableton's MIDI, by the way. So this would separate it. Everything would be separate like they are in Gadget for MIDI, which is nice. You can get a free live light version with Gadget, sorry. And that's our main menu. And then we have this icon here that says we updated to Korg Gadget 3, version 6. And then we move across the top over. We have Solo House as our name of song. We go here. We have the arrow that brings it up and down, the mixer. We have our settings here. There's other settings. Let's see what those are. Same as they were before. Oh, wait. Enable analytics, acknowledgements. Knob gesture that was there before. Network MIDI, latency. It's a lot more latency than I thought I had. Must be set up in AUM. That's usually where I have my standards. All right, go back to Gadget. And then you can go easy, advanced for MIDI. That's the same. MIDI sync. Careful with this one. Quite often if you hit external, you lose the play button. Look at the bottom left. External sync underneath London Gadget there. Now it's back, gone. Auto decides for you. Internal is probably the way to go, INT. Ableton Link would turn on, link between applications. I don't have anything open right now, but that's pretty great for syncing up, especially if you're using Ableton or something. It's mind-boggling how easy that is. Transport CC, we could change these. So if you're not using a Korg product, you could change the CC and have the play, stop, record buttons all mapped out, metronome, which is nice for AUM especially. Light, dark, operating system, stick with dark, and note previews on, and that's pretty much it there. I don't know that the manual's been updated. It was not last time I checked. Beginner's guide, let's see. Looks the same. Yeah, no, same one. Okay, studio guide. Has not been updated. And gadget guide. Nope, still not updated. No worries. They'll get there eventually. Bug report, never clicked that. All right, now let's look at these buttons here. So we're going to play. See this? See the loop here down at the bottom. I turn that off. I'm going to play the next one. Or stop it to this one. So this one will just stop. Loop on or off here. I forgot what that does already. It's a global loop, but I can't remember when it loops. I just leave it off. When the bottom loops the track you're on. Let's duplicate it and see. All right. I think it loops the whole product. automatic, and then the one down here, when I just clicked, you see the bottom of the screen, just does the same track. So that's good when you're recording. All right, and of course it is automatic when you click into things. So see how it's off at the bottom of the screen, the loop. I go to bass, and now it's on. Look at there, I did not touch it. So when you're doing automation between more than one track and going down, you want to turn that off like I just did. So when you record, it goes to the next one. Makes that easier. All right, and then of course we have two new gadgets. We have Santa Ana right here, and then we have Sydney up here on the right. And now we have this fabulous search section. So you could say, I want a certain gadget, I want a sound effect, a vocal, a world sound, a guitar, wood, reed, brass, or you could read them all. Synth, and it's pretty great because you could preview them all. Yes, I want that. Now I have a dirty lead. And I go in here. That's that easy. Makes it so easy to find some new sounds. And then, I don't know if you can do that when you're swapping it out. Let's find out. Yes, you can. You can change it. And then, let's change it again. But let's use a different search function. See, I don't have some of them. See how they're locked? You can still preview them. So if you wanted to buy them. I don't know which ones I don't have. I think there's like 4 of them I don't have. I feel like I spent a lot of money on these in the past. That's the list of the gadgets. Oh, there's ones I don't have. Oh, because I don't use external, so I wouldn't use effects processors. I don't have korg module. All right, that's the search. And then what else do we have? We go inside each one. You could still access effects this way, but now they're their own thing. So you have effect, you add an effect. These are the list. This is the list. So you got a few new ones in here. You have stereo imager, still have the feedback. You have reverb, delay, pitch shifter, auto pumpers new, I believe, flanger, phaser, decimator, saturator, all old, exciter, enhancer, all old, auto wah, filter, 8-band EQ is new. Let's look at that. 8-band EQ, kind of cool. Cool. And then we'll go to this one, and we'll say compressor, sidechain's new. And I haven't had a lot of luck with this yet, but I haven't done any like 4 on the floor beats or anything like that where it would pump. So not really sure if that's going to be useful just yet. Transient is also new. Shaper. And auto pumper is new as well, which is probably very similar to the sidechain I'm imagining, but maybe not. Maybe someone could correct me on that. And then stereo imager. It's kind of cool. You can see little changes there in the graph, but not really. And then what was the other one? I think that's all of them. Pitch shifter, new one. All right, so you have 5 slots obviously for each one, and then there's this play section for each. Probably not the best example. Let's go to. Thought we had. There we go. Let's go here. Play. So it's a chord. Turn off chord. Individual note. There's a run for the arpeggiator. Change the key. You can, let's just stick with C. Octave position, go down a couple. Can't even hear it because I'm on the speaker. So lots of options here. You have key sync, run, type of arpeggiator, gate type, gate time, octave range, steps, octave range, octave position, scale we did, and scale type. All right. It's great for recording too. It's like just jam out and go back over it. What else? We did the effects, we did the play, gadget, Everything's the same here. Solo mute, same. Solo mute over here. You don't see the effects here right now because you're right there, and it just takes you there now. It's not. Yeah, you can't hold it down like you used to and pop them up. That's the only downside of it, if that matters. Reverb, and you have limiter. Dmax you have to pay for, but limiter and reverb are free. Dmax is just this thing. It's kind of fun to play with. Turn it on, turbo. Really changes the sound. Get that out of there. That's going to blow everything up here in a second. What else do we got? Oh, changes in editing. Get rid of that guy. You have this little tiny plus sign here where you add the bars. Can't really show where I'm tapping, but it's up there. And that's it there. Tempo's the same. Metronome. I thought there was a change to the metronome too. I can't remember what it was. Solo, mute, undo, tempo, everything's the same there. And then as far as you click on velocity in the bottom right corner, you can change everything. This is the same. You can change all the velocities here. Start, length, it's on the left side here. You can see you can scroll different things, all the automations, which is great. Makes it more like a DAW, but also very time consuming, so not completely necessary all the time unless you're really making some intense projects, but there's tons of parameters here. You can spend all day messing with that. Let's see, that's pretty much all I can think of right now. You still got your pan. You have your reverb send, which is master from the master channel, main channel it's called on here. Faders. I thought there was something else we do in the editing. I can't remember what it was. There's a copy paste function. What was that? Oh, there it is. When you click and hold the copy paste function, so you say copy 1, copy. And now you just copy the bar. See at the top it just moves. So you just hold this little plus down and say copy 3, copy. Now I have 4. Yeah, so that's pretty convenient. A lot of people are upset about the tiny little button size, and I get it. It hasn't really been an issue with me yet, but I have the smaller iPad Pro. I don't have the 12-inch, so I'm sure it'll be annoying at some point. That's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and yeah, go Gadget 3.